Hi there, my name is Ashley Holden, and for this assignment, I interviewed Diana Anthony. She is a licensed independent social worker at the VA Medical Center in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And Diana has been a social worker for quite some time. She got a BA in social work from Hood College back in 2003, and then she got her MSW from University of Maryland School of Social Work in 2004. And she shared because her undergrad was in social work, she was able to do an advanced program to get her master's, which meant that she did it in a year. And she said because of that, that did lead to kind of a hectic and busy academic experience, but overall, she really did like her academic experience. She had professors that she really liked and felt that were very supportive, shared a lot of experience, and she also had field study experiences that she said were really beneficial, provided a lot of insight for her as well. Diana is kind of interesting, maybe a little bit unique in the fact that she knew she wanted to be a social worker at a young age. She said that she made that decision when she was in ninth or 10th grade that she wanted to be a social worker. She said that her dad died when she was 15, which led to her having a really hard time, bad decisions, some self-harm. And because of that, she had an amazing social worker that she was working with at that time, which really inspired her to be a social worker. And I think it's phenomenal that, she was inspired at a young age and stuck with it and is still a social worker to this day. And as I mentioned, she's been a social worker for quite some time. So she has held a variety of different positions. So she's done therapeutic foster care, emergency room work, individual therapy, involuntary commitment hearings, inpatient mental health work, child protective services, and now she's at the VA Medical Center. She said her least favorite job that she's held in social work is child protective services, and she said not because she hated what she did or caseload or anything like that. She said she hated that the justice system just didn't seem like it was set up to protect the kids. She said she felt like there was no point to do it because no one was being held accountable for the things they were investigating. She said she was only with CPS for about a year to a year and a half before she knew it was not for her. And then her most favorite position in social work was working in the emergency room. She said she really liked the quick turnaround. She said she liked that there was always something different in the emergency room. She said she really had a passion for assessing and referring people, which she was able to do a good bit of in the emergency room. And she spent quite some time working in the ER before she had moved out of state and took a different position at the VA Medical Center. But again, she really liked that it was fast paced and there was always kind of something different going on. Currently, she is a social worker at the VA Medical Center, and she said she works in primary care at the VA. So she said she does a lot of assessments and referrals. She said that could be for nursing home placements, evaluations for programs through the VA, community programs as well through the state. She says she does work with an older population, so they need help with their ADLs, so activities of daily living, so bathing, food, dressing. So a lot of them do have caregivers. So she said she also sees what caregiver programs they might be eligible for as well. She sets up things like Meals on Wheels. She can request assessments from the state as well for different waivers for programs. So she also does advanced directives, can help find financial assistance programs. She said, but unfortunately, a lot of those programs are kind of disappearing or have disappeared over time, so that makes it difficult as well. I also asked her what social work is to her, and she said that that's a hard question to answer without giving a generalized answer. But to her, social work is a desire or drive to help others. She said whether that's at the micro level, so one-on-one therapy, or at the macro meso level, she said you have to want to help people. And she said social workers play such a versatile role. They see so many injustices that they can really play a key role in advocating for change. She also said that we talked about the difference between skilled and unskilled social workers. And to her, she kind of took this as experienced versus unexperienced. She said it's really hard when you don't have that hands-on experience or that kind of like personal skill set kind of puts you at a disadvantage. She said it makes it hard to be able to think outside of the box, especially because you don't have the skills to be able to be quick on your feet and think about the situation outside of what the textbook says. She said, that's something that comes with time and skill, because there are so many situations that aren't cookie cutter, that you can't just be book smart. Like I said, you have to be quick on your feet and be able to think outside of the box, to come up with solutions and ideas of how to help that person. She also said that kind of unexperienced or unskilled social workers tend to immerse themselves in the situation, tend to personalize it versus leaving it at the door, which can lead to feelings of being burnt out pretty quickly. We also talked about if she felt that there were good and bad social workers, and she said she 100% believes that there are good and bad social workers. She said there are social workers that will do the least amount of work possible. She said there are social workers that will try to utilize skills that they're not adequately trained in, which can do more harm than good. She said that some can have a dependent relationship on each other. And she said some of it could be a learning curve. Newer social workers might not know how or when to set boundaries. She said, but she's also seen older social workers that have been in the field for a long time kind of break code of ethics and friend their patients on Facebook. So she said she 100% believes there are good and bad social workers. When I asked her if she were trying to convince me or someone to go into social work, what she would want them to know, she laughed a little bit and said it was hard. And she said she didn't know if it was because of COVID, but she's feeling a little bit burnt out. And she said, it's a really versatile career. She said you can do international, federal government, work with just about any population, children and families, justice system, homeless, substance abuse. She said she could name 101 different areas, and I thought that was kind of funny because that's what our textbook is. But she said there's so many different things you can do, and it's just a really great field to go into if you're ready to help someone. And I thought, because she mentioned she was feeling burnt out, it was perfect lead way to talk about self-care. And she said, for her, it's really taking that self-reflection on the drive home after the work day, to let it go before she gets home so it doesn't come into her house or affect her family. And she said she really tries to have 10 to 15 minutes to herself, just to leave everything at the door. She said she also likes to read books and meditate, walk, hot shower, just some relaxation techniques. But having a supportive family and friends is really helpful for her as well. But overall, I really enjoyed talking with Diana, and I learned a lot through her different experiences, and she was really open about her path, and I really provided great insight. So I really enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.